From around the 11th century, Western Europe achieved stable economic development. As the three-field system spread and horses and heavy plows were used for farming, agricultural productivity and population increased.
In the three-field system, during the Charlemagne era and the late 8th century, farmland was divided into thirds and cultivated as spring farming land on one side and fall farming land on the other.
And in the remaining third of fallow land, a method of resting from farming was developed, resulting in what is called the three-field system of farming.
As agricultural productivity improved and the population increased, Western Europeans, who were running out of farmland, advanced to the east of the Elbe River in search of new land.
In addition, the Christian countries of the Iberian Peninsula attempted to reconquer territory from the Muslim forces by driving them out.
Meanwhile, in the late 11th century, the Byzantine Empire lost territory after losing a war against the Seljuk Turks.
So, threatened by the loss of Jerusalem, the holy city of Christianity, the Byzantine Emperor Alexei I turned to Pope Urban II of Rome for help.
The Pope, aiming to expand the papacy, the popedom, gave a speech at the Council of Clermont that declared the following: Christians were being persecuted in Jerusalem, Antioch, and surrounding cities.
As the non-Christian Turks were approaching Constantinople without stopping, the brothers in the Holy Land must be protected. Christians must go to the place of the Holy Sepulchre of Jesus. The land flowing with milk and honey is the land God has given them. The unhappy and the poor will prosper in this land.
In this speech, the Pope appealed for a war for the restoration of the Holy Land, saying that if Christians participated in the war, their sins could be forgiven.
So feudal lords and knights, merchants and peasants responded to their religious fervor and their own interests by launching the Crusade of 1096.
Driven by the pride and passion of Christianity, Europeans succeeded in retaking Jerusalem in 3 years and established the Kingdom of Jerusalem in its place.
However, when the Muslims regrouped and threatened Jerusalem, the European nations organized the Second Crusade in 1147 to fight back, but were defeated by the Muslim army and forced to withdraw to Europe.
After the Second Crusade, the leader Saladin rose to prominence in Islam. Born in present-day Iraq, Saladin overthrew Egypt's Fatimid dynasty in 1171 and became king of Egypt.
He then occupied Palestine and Syria and founded the Ayyub dynasty. Saladin declared jihad, the Arabic word for holy war, in the name of Islam to restore Jerusalem to Muslim control.
Saladin succeeded in retaking Jerusalem in 1187. Then, in 1189, the Europeans organized Europe's most powerful army and launched the Third Crusade.
King Richard I of England King Philip II of France and Frederick I of the Holy Roman Empire, the royalty representing each country directly participated in the Crusade and went on an expedition with great force.
However, during the expedition, Frederick I fell into a river and drowned, and Philip II, who had a separate conflict with Richard I, returned to France. Richard I, weakened, suggested to Saladin that he would return to England if Christians were allowed to make pilgrimages to and from Jerusalem at will.
Saladin accepted his offer. The negotiations were successful, and the Third Crusade ended peacefully. After the Third Crusade, Europeans waged 5 more crusades before 1270, but they forgot their original purpose of reclaiming Jerusalem from the Muslims and proceeded to destroy and loot wherever they went.
The Pope, kings, and knights who led the Crusades tried to seize power through war and use it as a tool for economic gain. In the end, the Crusades lasted over 200 years and ended in failure, except for the first expedition, and Jerusalem was long ruled by Muslims.
The Crusades greatly changed Western European society. The papacy declined, and the economic decline of long-serving feudal lords and knights jeopardized feudalism. And in the aftermath of this, the monarchy became stronger. In addition, trade and cultural contacts with the East through the Mediterranean became active, leading to the development of commerce and industry.
Cities grew, and encounters with Byzantine and Islamic culture stimulated the development of Western European culture. Although the Crusades lasted for a long time, they failed to recapture the holy city of Jerusalem and became a war in which Europe was defeated.
The failure of the war to deliver on the Pope's expectations resulted in the downfall of the papacy, and the weakening of the Catholic faith resulted in the decline of the authority of the Church. Some who believed that God had abandoned Christianity even turned to worship Muhammad. This conversion happened occasionally in the south of France, where the Cathars remained.
The Eastern Roman Empire benefited to some extent in the early days, including recovering the eastern coast of Anatolia, which had been lost to the Sultanate of Rum, which had been taken away, and had some profit, such as the restoration of a large number. The Crusaders suffered a lot of economic and physical damage, and most notably, the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire was robbed and looted in the Fourth Crusade.
In the end, in the aftermath of that event, the Eastern Roman Empire was permanently eliminated from the ranks of great powers and was set on a path of decline for over 200 years. The Crusade, which targeted the Republic of Venice at first, then invaded Constantinople, the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire, in 1204 and ruthlessly ravaged the city, plundering and destroying numerous cultural assets and treasures. The Crusade was a representative war that revealed the imperialistic character of Europe, and many regard it as a war of religious madness fought in the name of God's will.
On March 5, 2000, the Vatican officially recognized the Crusade as a crime committed by the Church. In the document Memory and Reconciliation, the Church and the Faults of the Past. On March 12 of the same year, Pope John Paul II asked for forgiveness at a Mass held in St. Peter's Basilica, in which he referred to the Crusades as the fault of the Church.
A year later, in 2001, the Pope visited Greece and formally apologized for the Crusaders' aggression, looting, and massacres.
Thank you for watching the video Crusade provided by History and Current Events. I'm Mia and Helena Katie. Leah and Tony have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.